back to my memo.
Can you just answer the question?
You should actually pull up my memo, because in my memo, in the first or second line, I said it is wrong to puff, shade, skew, massage, tailor, or firm up statements of fact.
Do you believe there was a conspiracy to cover up some involvement in 9/11? Part of the
And what I said is these terms are all kind of lighter forms of saying cover-up. That's
you
exactly.
believe there was a cover-up?
Listen, it's not a question of belief. I was actually inside the FBI, and after 9/11, man, it wasn't just the FBI either. No one really had a big incentive to tell the full and complete truth. When I just mentioned about George Tenet being briefed on August 23rd, he didn't go to the press. When you folks were interviewing Condi Rice or George Tenet or even President Bush about the presidential brief, did they tell you? Did anyone in the administration voluntarily tell you about the presidential brief? Did they tell you, George Tenet tell you that he was briefed on the Moussaoui case? Okay, and those are just little examples. And so what I am privy to is that there was not a lot of forthcoming truth after 9/11 for a lot of reasons. It's human nature not to want to tell the full, especially when you have lapses, and it's embarrassing.
There are lapses and all these things.
That's right.
What is the motivation on the part of elected government officials and their representatives in office to cover up?
What is the motivation? Well, in a bureaucracy, if you think, I use the priest pedophile cover up oftentimes, because priests are known to be good people. It's not because anyone's bad. But when a bad mistake occurs, there's a certain amount of, oftentimes, you want to put the best spin on it for the public, because your goal is, in the FBI, it's law enforcement. It's wanting to prevent terrorism. With the priests, for instance, it's wanting to keep people's religious faith. So if you have something that seems in your head the full truth will interfere with your goal, many times people will not tell the full truth. And that's what I teach ethics.
So your basic thing is you're saying that there's sir, we're trying to do this.
Just back it up.
We have this set up, so get back up. Thank you.
I actually appreciate, because this is
I don't care if they can just get out of our show.
And the thing is, I have never in my life been interviewed like I was a criminal. I have to say, this is quite an aggressive interview. I used to actually, sometimes in media, we used to practice where you had to be a public official or something, because I was our media coordinator. I've never been attacked this way in my life.
Well, I'm not attacking you.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get at what you believe, and it seems to be.
He's trying to do a headpiece.
Yeah.
Sir,
Seems to be a
sir,
little
you in the leather jacket.
unclear.
Answer this one.
But you're at your core belief, you think there are lapses.
Yes, absolutely. And
Do you think there were any more than lapses here? That's what I don't quite understand.
When something wrongdoing occurs, there's a whole continuum, and the lightest form of a wrongdoing is something called negligence. And if you are negligent of just a real mistake, an inadvertent mistake, certainly you could be sued. You could commit a tort. You could rear-end.
So on the one hand, you've got negligence. On the other, you have
and on the other hand, you have something. For instance, if it was a murder, the other end of it would be.
So where's the government in this?
Okay, hold on, sir. So, if this was a murder, for instance, you would have negligent homicide, and clear over here on this end, you would have when somebody plots to murder somebody. It's all planned out. What do they call it?
Premeditated.
Right. I get
Premeditated.
This. So where does 9/11 stand?
I'm sorry. In the middle, there is something called recklessness. And actually, recklessness is not a tort. It is actually a crime. You are prosecuted for recklessness. So when mistakes can go right up to the line where they become not merely negligent but reckless, they're actually criminal liability for those things.